Hotep Senuhena Senuti Tiren Ishakandugu Kemet. Let me check the sound to check it to make sure it's right. Sound. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, brothers and sisters, I hope you're doing well. It's been a little while. Ooh. Now, I will start actually by replying to a comment that was left. So let me share the screen. I have to make it larger now. Okay, so as you can see here, I'll make it a bit larger. There it is. By the way, that video is, what's the title? There it is. Being Kemetic. Shh. Being Kemetic doesn't mean being Egyptian, which was uploaded like 2 days ago. And there's a regular African science. Is a regular when I'm live streaming. Shh. No. He's a regular, and he is actually in support of Kwanzaa. So what I did is just share the link to the article called Koranga's Ghost. And our brother replied that he read it before and that it's a poor argument when it speaks about Kwanzaa coming from Hanukkah. Yes, they both have candles. Shh. Yes, they both have candles as part of a ceremony. The Encyclopedia Britannica doesn't even make the link or that link of Kwanzaa coming from Hanukkah. Now, just because Britannica doesn't make that link, it doesn't mean that there is indeed a correlation. But we are going to deal with Kwanzaa and Hanukkah. Now, I will go. Oh, there it is. Larger. Oh, let me share that link, by the way, so everybody can read it. Now, we have I'm not familiar with that username. Shh, arrête, Meroud. My artist. How you doing? Feel free to tell us where you're from. Now, Kwanzaa, Koranga's Ghosts. There it is. So everybody have the link. It's in the chat now. This article was written by Mukasa Africa Ma'at, who is now a PhD. When he wrote it, it wasn't yet. Okay, Ma'atis is from Senegal, living in Luxembourg. It's the first time ever I interact with someone from Luxembourg. It's a very small country bordering Belgium. Chut, arrête de faire ça. Arrête. Oh, arrête. All right. So this is the part dealing with Kwanzaa being a Jewish RBG candle lighting. I will skip over some parts because you have the link and you can read it. But here we have an excerpt of an interview by Holly West. Holly West interviewed Koranga in 1978 for the Washington Post and wrote the following. I created Kwanzaa, laughed round Koranga like a teenager who's just divulged a deeply held, precious secret. People think it's African, but it's not. I wanted to give black people a holiday of their own. So I came up with Kwanzaa. I said it was African because you know how black people in this country wouldn't celebrate it if they knew it was American. Also, I put it around Christmas because I knew that's when a lot of bloods, meaning blacks, will be partying. Then Mukasa Africa went on to write, the holiday is not authentically African, as Karenga said himself. The Jewish Hanukkah festival of lights begins on the 25th of the Jewish calendar in Kislev and lasts 8 days. It is roughly around Christmas on December 25th. A candle is burned each day with the servant or helper candle. This is strangely similar to the Kwanzaa lightning ceremony where the servant candle is replaced with the black candle instead of 8 candles, and the one helper candle, like the Jewish celebration Kwanzaa, uses 7 candles with the colors red, black, and green. I call them Jewish RBG, red, black, and green candles, for this fact to note an African surface painted over a Jewish ritual. Now, I will leave it there actually. What we have so far is a celebration, a Jewish celebration, and on the other hand, we end up having a so-called African celebration with the Jewish chandelier, and we have the so-called African chandelier. We have the number of candles, which for the Jewish holiday is 8, and for Hanukkah is 7. Okay. We have the fact that one candle is lightened up each day, both for Hanukkah and for um eh 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 eh. I'm sorry, this baby girl give me trouble. She loves the attention. She loves the attention so much. And so yeah, 7 candles for the so-called African holiday. Oh, we have our brother Anthony Harris. How you doing, brother? And the fact that he's lit up each day. Okay. So what more do you want? The time period is the same. The main symbol is the same, the chandelier. The practice is the same of lighting each one. And don't take it as me attacking you, brother African science. Ah, wait. Hold on. All right. Okay, baby girl's with mommy now. She's not gonna disturb me because she was getting too excited, messing up the place. So yes, I'm not attacking you, brother African science, but we should not be in denial. What more do we want? What more do we want? And it's the same with many religious issues. Oh, those are parallels. Those are similarities. It's not plagiarism. It's just a coincidence. Because you guys have probably noticed there's some talks. Actually, our brother Anthony Harris has just hollered. He had a debate with a Hebrew. So they were talking about something that's a precursor to Deuteronomy. It's dated before. And we have quote unquote similarities, parallels. And a lot of people like to say, well, it's not the same. This thing deals with that, doesn't deal with that particularly. What about the great hymn to Aten? Have you ever heard about it, brothers and sisters? Have you ever heard about the great hymn to Aten? When we compare it with Psalm, if I'm not mistaken, it's Psalm 104. Yes. How, what a coincidence. Almost verbatim, the same sentences. It's not going to be easy for Abrahamic believers, particularly Christians and Jewish people, to admit that most likely this is the inspiration. Sometimes people like to say, well, it's not exactly the same sentence. When people copy, they will not necessarily copy exactly the same way. So there's a video called Kemet and Ma'at, and show the so-called similarities between the great hymn to Aten and Psalm 104. I also show how the wisdom of Amenemope happens to be extremely similar to the book of Proverbs. Are we going to be in denial? Now we have Netta the Great who wrote, I've always had funny feeling about Kwanzaa and therefore never celebrated it. I appreciate you for bringing this up. Well, thanks, but really, it's the work of Mukasa Africa Mat, you know. And he wrote that article how long ago? Kwanzaa. Let me look for the date. His website is no longer online, but the blog is, and we should have a date on the blog because it's WordPress. Okay, I've shared the link to the blog, so I will just type in Karenga's Ghost on the search engine, and well, yes, that's the first link that appears. Oh, don't we have the date? Okay, if I go down, 2nd January 2012, 10 years ago, Mukasa Africa Mat wrote the article 10 years ago. We need to understand that many people do celebrate Kwanzaa and organize a celebration of Kwanzaa. So at the end of the year, it's an opportunity for them to make money. And that's when we find out if people have some standards when it comes to dignity, you know. And it's amusing to me when you have those people who say that, we should not celebrate the Abrahamic holidays, particularly Christmas. I wonder why celebrating a Jewish holiday is better than celebrating a Christian holiday. They claim that it's not for us, that it's not African, that's not black stuff, but Kwanzaa isn't either. You know? And I know it's a hard pill to swallow for some. And you have people like Molefe Asante, who's quite appreciated in the world of black academia, and he's defending that stuff. It's a matter of integrity. At the end of the day, everybody should do how their heart tells them. Everybody should follow their heart and their mind. But when we kick the facts, we should not be in denial. And that's just for Kwanzaa. I'm not going to talk about the torture of black women because in the black academia, um, Even if you torture a black woman, you're good. You're good. But then if some other people will use profanity, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is foul language." So in the world of black academia, you better off torturing black women than using profanity. But I'll leave it there. I ain't gonna say no names. So the title of the video says learning hieroglyphic. Every now and then I must remind the people and inform people that I am giving Medu Nature lessons. Medu Nature is the hieroglyphic. Medu Nature is how it is called in its original language. But in the meantime, feel free to leave your comments and make your statements. I have shared the invite link for those who want to, but it says no anonymous. So if you're not ready to show your face, just stick to the comment. If you are ready to show your face, then welcome. But in the meantime, you are free to leave comments, whether ask questions or make statements, and I can go through them. Je suis en direct, hein. Mais non, pas de voir, mais je te préviens. So what's good, brothers and sisters? Are some of you celebrating Kwanzaa? We should not be in denial. When we have the facts in front of us, we should not be in denial. Neto the Greatest have written that he subscribed to my channel. Thank you. Is it the first time you come across my channel, brother? And if you don't mind, tell me where you're from. We have someone from Luxembourg. That's original. That is originally from Senegal. See. Mathis, do you speak French? Talk to me, brothers and sisters. I will not stay long if there's no participation. I don't mind if there's a few people, but at least if there can be some participation. Nice the weekend. I have a little bit more time than during the week, so let's communicate. Let's talk. Okay, he said he's seen a few videos and he's from the US. Okay, all right. Well, thank you for subscribing to the account. For those who have not done it, then indeed, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, hit the like button as well. And for those who want to show some appreciation for the work that I've been doing for more than 15 years, I will round it up. Oh, it's from the South Carolina. All right. Brother Neto the Greatest, have you ever seen the video Kemet and Maat? I will share it now. Sure. There you go. Now, I really wish that people watch that video. That's the one that I'm the most proud of. That's the one that I urge everybody to share with their relatives, with their loved ones, with their colleagues. Now, Netta the Greatest has written, talk more about you teaching med nature. Well, where is the flyer? And that's the flyer that you see on every page of my website. And as a matter of fact, you see a thinner version as the banner of my YouTube account. And as you can see, let me make it larger. Okay, as you can see, It's $10 for a 1 hour private online class, and for booking an inquiry, I will type in the email address bossstylyx at msn.com. Now, this is really about the MetaNature classes. If people want to talk to me, they can always use the opportunity when I'm live streaming. Um, all you need is just a computer. You can use a tablet, you can use your smartphone, but it's really best to have a computer, because we go through slides and it's more comfortable to have a larger screen. But some people use their mobile phone, and preferably a headset with a microphone, but it's not necessary, it's not mandatory. It's just so that it's comfortable, because like you've heard earlier, I have my daughter, and she's back now, but she's not going to give trouble now. She has come down a little, um, just to avoid the disturbance of the background noise and so on. So indeed, yes, $10 for a 1 hour lesson, and we will go through the grammar, the vocabulary, and we will deal with original artifacts, because you will have the Meta Nature or hieroglyphic transcript, which is nice to look at, but it's important to be able to read directly from original artifacts. And as some of you have seen, or some of you will see, usually every day I upload a video from some museums around the world. So Italy, Denmark, Spain, France, and so on. So I go through the original artifacts, and I go through some of the vocabulary that we've seen together. Now, Netta the Greatest says, "What days?" Because I'm very interested. I'm glad you're very interested, brother. Well, actually, when it comes to the day, and it's a good thing you asked me this question, because uh, I forgot to specify that when people contact me on that email address that I've shared, uh, I tell them to give me their availabilities. It's best to choose the same day. One second. I'm going to change room. So yes, it's best to choose the same day, and the same time, preferably, so that every week we can do the same day. You see. So if anybody that's interested, give me their availability. Like, for example, Monday I'm available from that time to that time, Tuesday from that time, or Monday to Friday I'm available that time to that time, and so on. If there's no availability for you during the week, then let me know about the weekend. See, Saturday or Sunday, and then when we agree on a date that suits both of us, then we can get it cracking. Can get it cracking. The only thing I ask is that people make the payment upfront. Don't want to dwell on that, but I had some situation where people just did not step up to the plate, and it's inconvenient. So that's just as easy. That's just as easy, you know. And as a matter of fact, you appear to have a well, you've seen a few of my videos, but when you go on my account, on my YouTube channel, that is, there is some playlists, and one of the playlists says Meta testimonials, and you can hear three testimonials of you can hear three testimonials. So people are happy so far. Moment, I'm gonna turn the light on. Just changing rooms. Okay, so all right, now that time will not be okay for me. actually work full time. So at that time, what time would it be? I'm in France, by the way. So seven, it's probably midnight in France. Oh no, 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 7 p.m. is, it will be more like um 12, like lunchtime, or 1 o'clock, like 1 p.m. So I will be either at work or on lunch break. Um, if there is a, but you know what? Just feel free to send an email to me and tell me about the different availabilities that you may have. Because on the weekend, for example, I'm okay to just do a class in the morning, for example. So morning time here in Europe, it should be like evening time for you. So feel free to just shoot me an email and tell me the different availabilities for the different days. But Monday to Friday, for me, the availability is about the same. It will be like evening time. See. Okay, great. So if there's any day of the week where you will be available like late afternoon, which will be evening time for me, or else then the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, you see. But I really love teaching the med nature. I take great joy in teaching it. And I will be more than happy to have you as a new learner. And by the way, the testimonials, I did not ask people to make them. They are the one who decided to do it on their own free will. Because if I ask, it's like it's a bit awkward, for people to refuse. I know the feeling. So I prefer when it's done, willingly, when it's their own initiative. Well, it's usually like that when I talk about the middle nature people, but it's all good. It's all good. I'll wait a little while though. I will wait a little while to see if people come in place. But if you want to talk about anything else or the middle nature, then feel free. You might have questions about the middle nature, by the way, and that's a generic you. It's not just one person. So feel free, really. Feel free. I'm not live streaming like I used to. So, but that's a great thing for us to be familiar with that language. Non, 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 non. Arrête tes sottises là. Oui. Baby girl can be a troublemaker sometimes. So yes, if you have any questions about the middle nature or anything else, any article that I've put out, any video that I've put out, then feel free. Now, there's one thing besides Kemet and Ma'at, or in other words, Introduction to Kemet, but you will see that title if you watch the video. That's my main video. on the YouTube account, which is of course Mad Forever. There was another video called White Semites Black Awakening. If you have time, it's worth watching because some of you might have been told that the Semites were black, but they were actually white skinned. They were actually Caucasoids. They were not black at all. That goes for the Arabs. That goes for the Sumerians, the Canaanites, the people of those different areas and regions, the Near East, the Levant, and that's at least from 2500 BC, 2500 BC, at least. You know, you can start with the standard of ore, and if you have curiosity, then right now go on any search engine and type in standard of ore, standard space of or F space you are, and you will see their depiction, how they depicted themselves. And if you are near a museum that has some artifacts about the Levant, the ancient Near East, and so on, then go and see for yourself. The phenotype of those individuals back in 2000 BC and so on is the same as the phenotype of these individuals today. But what some of our people have done, because of because they wanted to put themselves in the mix so much, is look for any labeling, any mention of black, or any interpretation with the Abrahamic writings to put themselves in the mix. So if some of you have heard about people claiming that the Arabs were black, that's nothing but linguistic acrobatics, and I've dealt with that. I have a very detailed article that you should find also in the let me check that. It should be really in the description section. Yes, indeed. As a matter of fact, after the link that says Kemed and Ma'ad, you have a link that says Prophet Muhammad's color according to Islamic sources. And what has been going on over the years is just really a shame. It's a waste of time. Um, but there it is. Now, lately, you might hear some people try to talk about the people of ancient Egypt were not black, but uh, I've shown plenty of artifacts, and I have some more coming. I have some more coming. As I said, I usually upload one video a day, um, showing artifacts from museums, and you have so many artifacts where the individuals are clearly looking black, not just with the skin color, but also the phenotype, the physical feature. Now, you see, I like that. You see, the brother, he wrote, just sent you a cash app, and he wrote for class, and I've received it. Thank you, thank you. Um, oh, you are either a Moor or a former Moor because I saw the L in the end, EL. And but you know what? Shoot me an email. Shoot me an email so we can see if we can find a a date. And who knows? Maybe today. Maybe we can do. You see, he put the smiley when I mentioned the Moors, and I'll touch on the Moors. You know, the Moors. You know, I'll touch on that. You know, the I don't want my people to think that people invaded or conquered Spain and some parts of Europe were black. Those were Muslims, and amongst those Muslims, you had black soldiers or black. I don't know if I should say mercenaries, but now, yes, and who knows? We might be able to do the class today. You know, if you have time. So shoot me that email once again. It's best to copy and paste it really because BOSSSTYLYX@msn.com. I mean, if you're free right now, if you have an hour right now, we can do it right now. If you're free in a couple of hours, 3 hours, let me know. Tomorrow, let me know. But if you have time, today will be the best. It will be the best. The earlier, the better. Then you'll be able to share the information with the people that you know. There's a small community now. There are people here and there, some in Europe, some in America. We had some in Africa. And I wish I have more in Africa. I wish I have more in England. Great. Gonna email me now. That's great. Yes, brothers and sisters, you can learn the Medu Nature. You should be Kemetic, not Kemet-ish. So many people with Kemetic names talking about Kemet, talking about Ma'at, even talking about the Medu Nature while not knowing it. It's not an obligation, but if you choose a particular path, then you have to be familiar with the culture. You don't see Muslims saying, well, I don't have any clue about the Quran. I don't have any clue about the pillars. And I don't have any clue. Well, some don't have clue about the Hadith, but hey, ultimately, when they don't have a clue about the Hadith, they don't know about the different literature, but they've heard about Hadith as long as they go to the mosque. Or even if they don't go to the mosque, if they get some lessons, uh, either, as a small group or even online, then when you hear different quotes about what their prophet has done or said, it comes from the hadith for the most part because the Quran is very far from being an autobiography. I mean, a biography, not autobiography. It's far from being a biography of Muhammad ibn Abdullah. And sometimes it's amusing when I hear some people, particularly those who claim that Muhammad was black and the Arabs of the 7th century were black. And you go to the Islamic sources, you go through the hadith, and hadith clearly describe him as white. And then some of them like to say, well, those are the hadith, that's not the Quran. But what, do we have any parts in the Quran where Muhammad is described as black? But anyway, that's just smoke screen. It's just smoke screen. Now, another thing that's amusing is that the people who have tried to claim that Muhammad was black, they were using some hadith that are not even sahih, but I'll leave it there. So I'm waiting for that brother's email. He said he will email me now, and I guess I might put an end to this live stream because there's not many people, but it's all good. I'm used to it. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, then feel free, brothers and sisters. But you can definitely learn the Medunach. Do not be scared. Do not be afraid. Something that's achievable. I could talk about some different kind of people uh, who are learning it, but the main people who should be learning it are not really doing so. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Some people prefer woman torture and holiday plagiarism, to each his own. Now, the Maxims of Ptahhotep, I definitely recommend that. See, a lot of people want to know about Kemet, and they get the book that is mislabeled, the misnomer Book of the Dead, which really is the Peret Emheru, but you will not understand much out of it because it's like religious spells. But the Maxims of Ptahhotep, I think, is one of the best way to start. You can get the book or you can get the Maxims online. Very nice wisdom. It is sometimes labeled as the world's oldest book. Ptahhotep is about 2200 BC. Um, Maybe more actually. Is it more like 24? Let me check. Maybe it's like 2400 BC. Yes, 2400 BC. 2400 BC. So I will urge you to start with that. The Maxims of Ptahhotep. Did you know, brothers and sisters, that we use some words that derive from the Medunatra? Like Ibani, for example, I've made a video called Ibani African Origin of the Word. The word Ibani that we use in English derives from the Medu Neter. The name Memphis derives from the Medu Neter through the Greek, of course. And of course, I am familiar with the fact that we have some people who say, well, you guys like to say that everything comes from Egypt. I don't think anybody says that. But if we were to come up with a list of stuff that comes from Kemet, ooh, hate could occur. We have I am Bast, Grand Rising. How you doing? Oh, you left a comment. You left a comment on a video recently. As a matter of fact, we look for the comment. Now, comment. I know I saw your name. Oh yes, indeed. It's in a video about Sekhmet from the Bologna Museum in Italy. And Eurodua. Do you learn the Medu Neter? No, I am Basrod. Most of it did come from Kemet. Even if we say most of it, they're gonna be angry. They're gonna call us Egyptomaniacs. A lot of things come from Egypt. Not everything, of course. You know, it's not cool to say that, but so much come from Kemet. And even as far as Abrahamic literature, when it comes to Christianity and Judaism, there's a noticeable amount of artifact that were found in Egypt. But that's another thing. That's another thing. Who are you learning with, or how are you learning? Is it with books, or is it with someone? Now, dua, for those who don't know, dua means thanks. Can also mean praise. Did you know I'm giving lessons, sister? But out of curiosity. Okay, so brother Neta Onk, um, are you free right now? Because you said today, but you didn't give any time. Yeah, I've received it. Are you free right now? If you're free right now, we'll start the class now. Okay, I am best as learned from books. Okay. Yes, okay. Well, Neta the greatest is free right now. So we're gonna do the class. I'm just preparing the link right now, and I send it to you, and then I put it into the live stream. But I am best if you're interested. I give Meta Nature classes. Um, and our brother, Nature the greatest, Nature the greatest has just sent the cash app for his first class. So now but I'm just preparing the link. Edu lecture. Boom. One moment. So if you are interested, I am Bast. And the email address where you can send your availabilities. We can get this cracking. So the link, boom. So I'm sharing the link to you, brother Nature Onk. Link for the class. Boom. Okay, I've shared the link. So brothers and sisters, I'm gonna do. Oh, I am Bast. It's $10 per class. $10 for 1 hour class. So feel free to send an email to me. It's best to copy and paste it. Brothers and sisters, I'm about to give the lesson. I'm so glad. I love it. And subscribe, and then you will see what I'm live streaming. Okay. Stay safe, stay healthy, and if I'm allowed to by the nature, I'll definitely holler back at you. Hotel.